Hello and welcome to another episode of Despite the Challenges, a showcase where we bring stories of amazing people who, despite their impeding circumstances and challenges, not only turn around their own lives and they go out in the community, do amazing work. And every now and then we come across these stories, and today my guest is a doctor and author who is going to talk to us about many of these stories which he has composed very well in his book. My guest today is Dr. Pratap Singhal. Dr. Singhal has 50 years of practice, and he has encountered in his practice of 50 years more than 100,000 patients. He is a homeopath, he is a hypnotherapist, happiness coach, author of 2 books, and let's hear more directly from Dr. Singhal. Dr. Pratap Singhal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rita ji. Thank you so much for bringing me here.
You're very welcome. So I am so amazed to read these stories. So tell us a little bit, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, and how did you come across this idea of all this busy practice that you have to, in addition to that, write books?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. You know, I have been practicing 51 years, and I have seen success stories, extreme success story, which I have put in the book. But there are a lot of unsuccessful people also. And then I'm trying to analyze why some people succeed while the others don't succeed.
Yes.
So I have come with the understanding that people who succeed and who has created these stories, there is something in them. What is in them is they have an awakening. They have realized that they have the power to do something, not only for themselves, even for the others.
That's a powerful message.
Yes.
That's a really powerful
message. Whole book is based upon that philosophy.
Yes. So I just want to show my viewers your first book is Health, Happiness in You. This was published a few years ago, and your most latest book, One Solution to Many Diseases. So this was released a couple of months ago, March, May of this year. So I just want to make sure that we get this for our viewers. So I read the books. I read both books, and I can completely understand your statement that what makes people successful is that they have an awakening.
Yes, awakening.
So tell us a little bit more about the ideas that started to put them together in a book.
So the ideas are, these are the common diseases which we commonly face in my practice, which I face. For example, if you take the obesity, which is number 1 here, almost there are 317 million people live in USA, and out of 317 million, 100 millions are obese.
Wow, that's 1/3.
And if you take, it's more than that. If you take another 100 million, they are overweight. So only 1/3 people are either normal weight or underweight. So middle 1/3 is overweight, and top 1/3 they are obese.
They're obese, and that leads to obesity. Can lead to a lot of other health issues.
Many health issues. As you will notice in this book, when you get rid of your overweight, you will get rid of your diabetes, type 2, not type 1, type 2, because that is based upon the weight to a degree. You get rid of your blood pressure. You decrease the chance of getting cancer.
Wow.
Cancer is also related to obesity. Obesity is a factor that leads to cancer.
To many other.
Yes.
Wow.
So if I give you an example, the importance of how the obesity hurts the individual, I'll give you a story. When I was in a medical school, I came home on summer vacation. And I have a lot of books, you know. When they go home, students have to take all the books back home. They have no place to store.
Uh-huh.
So on the train when I came, I hired a porter to take me home. And he took my box on the head. There was no car at that time. At least I could not afford it. So it was a hot month. And it was only a quarter-mile walk from the railway station to my home. When we got home, he was so exhausted, so tired, and he was ready to faint. In the way, he kept asking me, "Sir, what is in this box? It is so heavy. I never lifted something that heavy." I said, "These are the books. Unfortunately, books are very heavy, you know, when you carry them, compared to any other stuff you carry." And when he got home, I offered him water. He was ready to faint. I was feeling so sorry for him. I gave him money and tip, whatever. Then I realized people who are obese, they do not realize that the box which he was carrying on his head, those people carry that box of fat day in and day out.
Wow.
For the rest of their life. If this man, who's a strong man, could not carry my box of 50 pounds for half a mile, quarter mile, and what happened to those people? They do not realize it.
No.
So what they are doing, they are hurting every organ of their body. Their heart is at stress, their brain is at stress,
Yes.
their lungs are at stress.
Yes.
They get arthritis because the legs have to carry 50 pounds extra.
Yes, and I was told by one of the my medical professionals that 1 pound equals 4 pounds for the knees. I don't know.
1 pound equal to what?
4 pounds for the knees.
1 pound, no, 1 pound, see whatever you weight you carry extra or whatever, if you divide into 2, suppose I weigh 120 pounds, for example. So 60 pounds is carried by this leg, 60 pounds is carried by this leg. So if I'm 60 pounds overweight, no, this leg had to carry 150 plus 50. This is
When you put it that way, it is dangerous.
And that is the cause of arthritis. Not only this, besides cancer, it decreases the immunity of the person. So the people who are obese are more susceptible to infection. Very common. You say they are candida infection or fungal infection under the breast, under the groin.
Yes.
And there's so many diseases. You cannot believe. I think this is the single most important factor.
Wow. I know you write very well, and you have, looking at your website and others, there's so much material, question answers, and all these that our viewers can take a look at it. But I would like you to tell us a little bit about the health and healing in your own words for our viewers.
Correct. Can you repeat, please?
About health and healing in your own words.
Right. Health and healing, see, body has the natural ability to heal us. It does. That's why we survive and we live so long. Besides, we deal with challenges on a daily basis.
Yes.
Physical
More so.
and mental.
Yes.
But when you go to bed, have a good night's sleep, you're back to normal. Body has recovered 100%. But this healing power can be enhanced several fold.
Okay.
If you just understand that you have the ability to do it. This is the concept I have taken.
Okay. So I want to kind of step back a little bit to, in your introduction that you say, you as a medical student and a medical doctor with 50 years of practice, you have kind of saw the value of alternate healing, and you practice hypnotherapy therapy to stop smoke,
yes.
For smoke and weight loss, etc., etc. So this is amazing, and I see that in today's environment, more and more people turning to alternate healing, or at least talking about it. Yoga, meditation, other ways of stress release, and staying fit, right? Tell us a little bit more about the stories of your patients, and some of them that I have come across were fascinating. Was this a patient of yours who pulls himself from the death.
Okay.
And please talk about anything that's really
Yeah,
stands out.
Of course. So, when you say alternative medicine, I think alternative medicine is an incorrect or incomplete statement, I would say.
Okay.
I would say complementary medicine.
Complementary
Because
medicine.
no medicine, whether it's a conventional medicine or homeopathy or hypnosis, is a complete science in itself.
Okay. I
So
see,
all
I
these
see,
sciences
yes.
should be labeled as complementary
Complementary.
because they complement each other. So I practice conventional medicine as well. So if the patient need extra help, I have alternative medicine or complementary medicine, as you like to call it, to give them for extra assistance. However, many people choose just complementary medicine like a homeopathy or hypnosis. That's perfectly fine with me. That also works perfectly.
I see.
But but at least I think I have a much more tools than I would have conventional medicine. This story how I became involved into complementary medicine, that's interesting. I think you would like to know.
Yes, tell us.
See what happened when I just became a doctor. I thought I know everything. This is you come after very rigorous studies of suffering
So
and
many
harsh
years,
work.
yes.
You thought you would learn everything, but it was only 6 months or a year when I was in practice. I got a kidney stone.
Oh, okay.
I was very, very sick. I was hospitalized. And in the hospital, the doctor, in those days, 50 years ago, that was more than 50 years ago, what the doctor could give only antibiotics or the pain medication, because I have two problems, a lot of pain and infection, so gave me antibiotic and pain medication. I was not getting better. I was getting bad to worse every day, every day. So after 7 days of suffering, one of my friend came to me. He was a homeopath. He said, homeopathy can cure you in 1 day, but I'm telling you sincerely, it is not within my scope because I'm not that as good. But I can recommend you one. So my wife took a train immediately, took a bus. Next morning, he reached the professor, met him, asked him, I want to see my husband. He's very sick. He said, okay, I'll wait for you. Go bring it, So my wife came, and this was a round trip, was 12 hours.
Wow.
So she came back after 12 hours, and next day we took a taxi. We went there, and the moment we went there, he came out of his house. And he asked my wife to get out, and he took her place because I was lying in the back seat of the car. My head was in my wife's lap. He put my head in his lap. He asked me only 2 questions. Oh, where does it hurt? I told him it's my right kidney. He said, can I touch it? I said, no. I cannot even stand the touch. Say, don't do anything.
It was that painful.
He said, that's all I need. He went home, come back in 5 minutes. He brought 3 pellets, put in my mouth. I can't believe in 5 minutes my pain was gone. My infection was gone. I stood up. I couldn't believe. I touched here. My wife was laughing, and my son was also amazed what is happening. Professor was to him it was not a surprise, although he was very happy, pleased to see me. Next day, I decided that I'm doing something. I should be doing something more than what I'm doing. So I went back to the hospital where I was working. I resigned. I started studying my complementary medicine. Started with homeopathy.
Wow. So this was sort of a turning point.
Transformation. This is my first story, and this was a transformation point for me, because up to that time I was very close to the at that time called complementary medicine. I was very close. I thought doctor know everything, because this was the teaching that we know everything. But then I learned homeopathy, then I learned Ayurveda, hypnosis. Now I use all the modality for the benefit of the patient, and I get great result. Let's take off smoking. Patient come for smoking, and a patient may be smoking for 1 year, 5 years, 50 years. I make them stop in 1 hour, and we give a 1 year written guarantee.
I know you have covered quite a bit.
Yes, in 1 hour, and we give them a guarantee. But the condition is, I do not take the patient unless I think they are ready mentally.
Oh, okay.
So every patient come, I give them a 2-minute interview. I ask them, why you want to stop smoking? Are you really want to stop smoking? If they give me a valid reason, I take them. If they give me a reason which is not satisfactory,
Or
I
if
know,
he want to try,
they are not
give it a
prepared.
try.
They want to please their wife or their boss, that's not going to work.
Okay.
Or they say, my boss is going to pay me for this session, most likely it's not going to be effective. I say, no, don't waste your money. When you say you want to pay, you want to do it, you don't want to do for your boss or your wife, then you come. Hypnosis can be used for anything, I told you, weight loss, blood pressure, stop smoking, sleep issues, anger issues, anything. She said, I want to lose weight. I say, why you want to lose weight? Again, same question. I want to understand, is the patient ready or not ready?
I see. So
If the patient not ready,
so you're trying to find the
correct.
cause.
These are the standard
why
questions.
Yes.
Why you want to lose weight? She says, my sister has arranged a family reunion in 3 months. And I am look my belly is hanging, my legs are fat, no swimsuit fit me.
So there's a motivation.
That's a motivation, very correct, but also she was extremely motivated. If she say, people most of the time, I want to try lose weight, they're not going to be doing it. They would not be successful. You have to say, I want to do it.
Yes.
If you need to have something, want to have something, you will have something.
So there was an end goal for her. There was an end goal for her.
That's correct, exactly. She was a goal for her, so I hypnotized her. I told her, okay, Holly, listen. In the first session, this is the first session, I followed her for 6 sessions. First I hypnotized her. If hypnosis itself is a process.
Okay.
After the hypnosis, I told her the following. Holly, I want you to close your eyes and relax. Stay to the most relaxed position or location or state you can be in. Now, when you are there, let me know. And she nodded her head. Okay, now I know she's getting relaxed after hypnotize her. Then I told her, Holly, no, I want you to imagine that you are not 235 pounds. You are already 180 pounds. You look so good, so beautiful, that everybody is admiring you. Your clothes don't fit you anymore. You have to go buy a lot of clothes. Yes.
That can itself, the shopping trip can motivate you too.
Yes. Just keep imagining this thing. If you want an artist to describe you, think an artist is telling you, Holly, what happened to you? You are a model. You lost so much weight. What have you done? And if you want to visualize yourself, you can visualize yourself. If you want to touch and feel, some people are kinesthetic. They say, feel it. In imagination, feel it. My God, your neck is narrow, legs are thin, belly is gone. Whatever makes you best, I want you to imagine that you are there. And when you are there, when you feel you are in that shape and image, let me know. After I waited for 10 minutes, then she said, yes, I feel I am there. I am 185 pounds. My belly is half. My legs are shrunk. I feel agile. I feel active.
So in her own words.
In her own words. No, I didn't tell her. I said, you tell me when you feel. I told her, this is your script. From today on, you will practice this script. This is the script. Your viewer can do the same thing for anything else, not just for this one. You imagine that you have reached your goal. Okay? Place yourself with eyes closed every day, 20, 30 times a day.
Oh, I see. I see.
But each exercise should not take more than a few seconds. No, it took us too long to say, but once you're doing it, first time it may take 5 minutes, next time maybe 4 minutes, next 3 minutes. Eventually will come to maybe a few seconds.
Okay.
And you do this exercise every half an hour.
Okay.
So, for example, you wake up 7 o'clock, do 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10:30
So you
a.m.
kind of dedicate yourself.
Yeah, it takes only 1 second. Idea is to remind yourself, that you have achieved that goal. Not you're going to achieve it, you are there in that boat,
Yes.
you're in that shape.
So if I may summarize that, it would be that define your script
Yes,
and practice it
practice it
every half hour,
every half hour.
if you can,
Exactly.
as often as you can.
As often. That's a very important point.
Okay, so you kind of embed in your psyche, in
Yes.
your subconscious,
Right.
and you kind of feel it.
That's right.
Wow.
And then your body will mold accordingly. Once you, because mind controls the body, not the other way around. So once this message is embedded in your head, this will work. This will model your body accordingly.
Accordingly. I want to move to the next story. I know that.
Can I finish this part? Yes.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
yes.
the script, I have given the name of the script. The name of the script is You Are There.
Tell us a little bit more on, his story was very intriguing to me when I read the book about the cancer patient.
Right.
Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about him.
This is a very interesting story, actually, very intriguing. I was very impressed with this man. He has a hole in the throat. It's because from the trachea, he had a tracheostomy done in the past.
Okay.
So whenever he will talk, he had something. He had to block something, because he could not talk without blocking this thing.
Oh, I see, I
Because
see.
this affects the sound,
The air,
vibration.
the sound.
He could
Okay.
not produce the correct sound.
Okay.
But you could carry conversation with him very easily. Such a nice person. I said, what happened to you? He said, you want to really hear it? I said, yes, I want to hear it. I have time. He says, all right. So what happened? He said, 5 years ago, I was not in the good habits of lifestyle. I did not have a good lifestyle. I used to smoke. I used to drink. I never eat healthy. I never exercise. I never read anything good. This was my lifestyle. So I became sick. And I kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker every day. And one night I started to cough up blood.
Oh, okay.
And I could not breathe.
Uh-huh.
My wife called the ambulance. They took me to the hospital. And they did all kind of tests in 2 days. And after 2 days, the doctor came to talk to me. He told me, at that time my wife and my daughter was on my bedside. He told all of us that Kenny has cancer.
Oh.
It shocked all of us. The doctor saw the shock. He left. He said, I'll come back tomorrow because this is too much I cannot go any further.
Absorb for the family.
Absorb
yeah.
for the family.
Yeah.
So next day he came back again. Now he told me, he repeated the same message that he had a cancer, but it's very advanced.
Oh.
And so he was diagnosed with a lung cancer. And when they took me to the hospital, he said they put a tube because I could not breathe. So they put a tracheostomy. They later on took it out. Then he has an interview with the doctor and patient, Kenny. And Kenny asked him, tell me I have 3 questions, please answer me. How much chances I have to live? He says, I'm not God, but from the statistics, but I know you don't have even 1% chance. Because cancer lung is worst of all cancers.
Because it cannot be operated.
It cannot, no, it is so aggressive. It's aggressiveness.
Okay.
See, all cancers are 3 types, either very slow growing, very, very slow, or very aggressive, or in the middle. It's the most aggressive cancer. Then he said, okay, it's less than 1%. Then he asked the second question, how much time I have? He says, no more than 3 months. He asked a third question, is there any hope for me? Doctor said, no, I cannot give you any hope or promise because your disease is too advanced. Okay. So then he said, I left the hospital against medical advice. I didn't have the insurance. I didn't want to waste all the money when they have no chance, no hope. I went home and decided to enjoy life I have 90 days to enjoy. I start smoking more. And he says after 30 days, something happened. My life turned upside down. I was sitting in the porch, in the park, and there was a young couple was passing by. They must be on a honeymoon. They were laughing and giggling. They looked very dressed up, you know. And they smiled and left. I have no conversation with them. He said at the same time, the church bell was ringing. At the same time, the birds were singing and flying. At the same time, the flowers are blossoming. Something stuck to me. I said to myself, Kenny, he said, self-talk. Either you can sit and rot and die here or do something about it. He said, that changed my life. I went home, told my wife, I'm not going to die.
Okay.
I beat cancer. So the important message is, he changed his lifestyle from there on. He said, from the next day, I start walking. I throw away all my junk food. I start to eat fruits and vegetables, which he never ate, which he hated. He stopped smoking. He said, within 2 months, I have so much energy that I believed I have no cancer. He went to the doctor again. Doctor said, you have no cancer. Doctor got perplexed. He checked his old previous all the films. He had cancer. So he was cancer-free.
Just by changing diets and the mindset. Most importantly, the mindset.
G, you know, by changing lifestyle, changing to adopting a healthy lifestyle, you can change a lot of diseases, including cancer, diabetes, blood pressure, even arthritis. Okay.
I mean, other like diabetes, yes, exercise, diet can change, but cancer is a...
That's correct. But see, it was his will. Probably once anything strikes your mind, because a person is more stronger than any of his diseases or any of his parts.
I like that. The psyche that plays.
Yeah, psyche plays a big role. Yes. We are product of our psyche.
Yes. So the important message for the viewers
was that if you are willing, if you are determined, if you want something, need something and want to have something, you will have it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And for our viewers on the website, as shown here on the screen, you will find access to question and answers. They are on the website, and the book can be ordered Amazon as well.
Anywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or any bookstore near you.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing these amazing stories, and I hope that people would find these stories inspirational and help themselves. And once again, thank you for great work and being part of this show. And to our viewers, this was another episode of Despite the Challenges. I'm host Ritu Chopra. Until next time.